Welcome to statistics class. We are discussing about statistical inference. In yesterday's class, we discussed all the theory topics of statistical inference, and as I said, this particular chapter is divided into 4 branches. The first branch is about theory part, which we already completed. Then next one comes there, a large sample test, or we call it as normal test. And here mainly, what is that large sample test? The test which is based on large samples. What is that based on large sample means? Where your sample number is greater than, where your sample number is nothing but n. Sample number is nothing but n. Where your n value is greater than or equal to 30. Where your n value is greater than or equal to 30, then we call it as large sample test. And this particular test is based on normal distribution. This we also call it as normal test. Normal test or else large sample test. And this particular chapter here, what we are going to test here? There are some applications of normal test or large sample test. Which are those applications? Applications of large sample test. Large sample or normal test. Which are the applications? Those based on the application. The 4 applications are there. So we are studying 4 kinds of problem. What is that first one? The first application is test for population mean. Test for population mean. It is the first application or first kind of problem. Then second one comes there, test for equality of means of 2 populations. This is the second kind of problem. Then third one comes test for, here we conducted test for population mean. Next comes test for population proportion. Test for population proportion. This is the third kind of problem. Then comes fourth one, test for equality of proportions of 2 populations. Test for equality of proportions of 2 populations. So, as I said, there are 4 applications of normal test, and these particular applications will come for 2 marks. Which are write the applications of normal test. Means the first one, test for population mean, we write as x bar. Then comes test for equality of means of 2 population. There comes x bar 1 and x bar 2. Then test for population proportion, we divide it by P. Then we are seeing about test for equality of populations of 2 populations. Proportions of 2 populations. There comes P1 and P2. Here comes x1 and x2. Then population proportion means P, and test for equality of proportions of 2 population is P1 and P2. Now here firstly we discuss about test for population mean. How to conduct test for population mean. Then we are going to see test for x bar 1 and x bar 1. 2 sample mean will be given from the 2 different population. How to conduct the test. Then when proportions of the particular population is given, how to conduct the test. Then when the proportions of 2 different population is given, how to conduct the test. So these 4 are towards the problems. Without discussing steps, if I directly get into the problems, you may find it difficult there. So there are a lot of other things to discuss. So firstly, now we'll take the first application. What is that first application? First one, the test for population mean. Now, we'll move with the step 1. I'll start it from here. The first step, understand the steps properly. In first step, what we need to set there, the setting of null hypothesis. Here we set the null hypothesis. How to set the null hypothesis there? Null hypothesis, as I said, it denoted by population mean. First one, setting of null hypothesis. Setting of null hypothesis. So population mean is mu. Mu is called as population mean is equal to mu 0. What is that mu 0? Mu 0 is nothing but the value which is given for the testing. In the problem you get some of the values. The which value is given for testing as mu 0. We write it as mu 0. Mu 0 is nothing but it is population mean only. But they will give this particular, the group of 100 students, the population mean is 160. So that we need to take mu 0 as 160. So the value given for testing, value given it is large sample test. In case of large sample test, that is test for population mean, value given for testing, that is mu 0. Then the step 2, which is the step 2 there. The second one, step 2, H1. What is that H1? Setting of alternative hypothesis. How to set the alternative hypothesis? Alternative hypothesis, that is population mean, it is always equal, or null hypothesis we said it is always equal where population mean is equal. Then in case of alternative hypothesis, first possibility, population mean mu is not equal to mu 0. I will not once again. Mu 0 is, you know that it is value which we have taken for testing. Now, if we take alternative hypothesis as not equal, then we call it as two-tailed test. Two-tailed test. Now, either the first option of taking alternative hypothesis as not equal, then we consider as two-tailed test, or else the next possibility, the population mean mu is lesser than the given value. The lesser than given value, then we consider it is left-tailed test. Left-tailed test. Then one more possibility, or population mean mu is greater than mu 0. It is then right-tailed test. Right-tailed test. See here, as I said, H0 is equal and H1 alternative hypothesis, there are three possibilities are there. Either B and setting not equal. It depends upon the problem. In your problem, if you get less than or more than sentence in the problem, then you have to take, if it is less than, you have to take alternative as less than. Then it will be left-hand problem. In your problem, if you get it is more than, then you have to take your alternative hypothesis as more than, then it will be right-hand test. If in your problem they have not given less than or more than means, then directly you have to take alternative hypothesis as not equal, then it is to take. As I said, alternative either this or this. It cannot be all three. It depends upon the problem, how they will give the problem. If it is in the problem, if it is less than, then it is left hand. If it is more than, then it is right hand. If less than or more than, if it is not there, then it is to take. So this is about the first and second step, setting of null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Then the third step, computation of test statistic. Test statistic means statistic is a function. Here we take the formula. What is the formula for test for population mean? There your formula is Z is equal to x bar minus the which value they have given as test for population mean divided by their standard deviation by root n. Standard deviation by root n. Now here what is x bar? We'll write where x bar is equal to sample mean and u0 is a value which they have given for testing as population mean. Value given for testing as population. Take these steps, then what we have taken here, standard deviation and n. Then I write it here, n is a sample number. And in case of sigma, see here, it is a population standard deviation. It is a population standard deviation. But here one more possibility. Sometimes in the problem population standard deviation will be not given. Then you have to take, in the place of population standard deviation, you have to take sample standard deviation. This can be sigma or else this can be S. If it is sigma, that is population standard deviation. If population standard deviation is not mentioned in the problem, they will mention their sample standard deviation. Then you can take, in the place of sigma, you can take S. That is sample standard deviation. So here x bar sample mean mu 0, that is value which is given for testing as population mean. This is population standard deviation. If S they give, that is sample standard deviation. Then n is sample number. Later, while discussing the problem, I will tell to you how to differentiate which is population standard deviation, which is sample standard deviation, or which is population mean, which is sample mean. That when we discuss about problems, I will differentiate. Then after that, the fourth step, step 4. Now, what happens in this stage? We substitute the values into the formula and we get particular value. Then, after getting particular value, then we have to see that. We have to see whether we can accept the null hypothesis or reject the null hypothesis. How to analyze whether we need to accept the null hypothesis or reject the null hypothesis? In order to analyze, there is what we need to see. It based on now step 4, depending upon H1, that is alternate significance, the critical value, we have to take up value, critical value K, critical value K is chosen from the table. Now we need to look into the statistical table. Statistical table, there is a particular table for Z test, that means normal test or large sample test. From that table, the depending upon H1, that is alternative hypothesis. Depending upon alternative hypothesis means if it is two-tailed, we have to take different value. If it is one-tailed or if it is left-tailed or right-tailed, we have to take different values. So we have different values for two-tailed test, one left-tailed or right-tailed. So depending upon H1 and level of significance. Level of significance you will get either 5% or else 1%. It will be given in the problem. If it is not given in the problem, then we have to consider as 5%. 1% means they will definitely mention in the problem. So these two are the level of significance. Based on level of significance and alternative hypothesis, we have to choose a particular value from the table. That table I will give here. Even you have to take down there. You have to take down all these steps. It is very important. Please understand the steps properly. Now here first comes their level of significance. Here comes level of significance. Then two-tailed and one-tailed. Two-tailed and one-tailed. Here 5% and 1%. 5% and 1%. Now in case of two-tailed, here minus K value, here positive K value. And in case of one-tailed, here left-tailed means minus K, then right-tailed means positive K. So this is the table. Value table. We have to take the K values. As I said, there is level of significance alpha. Alpha means level of significance, that is either 5% or else 1%. 5% or else 1%. Then what are the values? Now 5% two-tailed means minus 1.96 and positive 1.96. Then 1% two-tailed means minus 2.58, positive 2.58 and 2.58. Then here one-tailed, their left means minus 1.65. One-tailed, right-tailed 5% means positive 1.65. Next, left-tailed 1%. Left-tailed 1% means minus 2.33. Left-tailed, right-tailed 1% means positive 2.33. This is the table. This table value you should be knowing. Say no, it is not necessary to study these values. Statistical table will be given. You can pick those values from them. But you need to see in the problem whether it is a 5% level of significance and whether it is one-tailed or two-tailed. Two-tailed problem means you have to take two values. In case of 1% and 5% means, see, if your problem is of this category, null alternative, then you have to take 2. have to see after taking the values whether we have to reject or accept the null hypothesis. Now, if the calculated value what is that calculated value? We write as, symbolically we write as Z, a small CAL. Z and small CAL. CAL means calculated. The calculated value of normal test. If the calculated value lies in the, if it is fall in the acceptance region, then H0 is accepted. Then acceptance region H0 is accepted, or else otherwise H0 is rejected. Otherwise, H0 is rejected. Then, in this case, where we reject the H0, what do we accept here? Then, write it in the bracket. Then, alternative hypothesis H1 is accepted. In this case, H1 is accepted. So this is regarding the steps of normal test. Now, in case of step 5, as I said, if the calculated value lies in the acceptance region, what is that acceptance region? Now, in case of two-tail, level of significance 5%. After applying this particular function, you get some value as answer. That answer you need to check whether it lies in between these two values. In case of 5% two-tail, then you can accept this. If it lies in between minus 1.96 and positive 1.96. If it doesn't fall in case in between 1.96 and 1.96, then you have to reject it. Now, in case of two-tail, 1% means it should lie in between these two values. And in case of 1%, as I said, you will get only one values. In case of lesser than means in case of left tail, your calculated value always it should be greater than, your calculated value should be greater than a table value. Then you can accept. In case of right tail, your calculated value always it should be lesser than the table value. Then you can accept. In case of analysis, the last stage, you need to remember when to accept or when to reject. Now, that I will give one separate sentence or some sentence I will frame it and give. It is easy for the final analysis. So, this is regarding the steps in case of test for population mean. There comes the first one, the setting of null hypothesis. Then comes the setting of alternative hypothesis. As I said, it can be either two-tail, left tail or right tail. It depends upon the problem. Then comes the computation of test statistic. That means the statistic is nothing but a function. What function you apply in order to get the value of unknown parameter. So this is the function there. Then step 4, depending upon H1, alternative hypothesis and level of significance, either 5 or 1%, we take a table value. The critical value K is chosen from this particular table. And step 5, we need to check whether it lies in the acceptance region or it will not lies in the acceptance region. If it lies in the acceptance region, we accept the null hypothesis. Then if it otherwise H0 is rejected, H0 means null hypothesis is rejected and alternative hypothesis is accepted. Then in tomorrow's session, we will discuss about the problem. Then you will be very clear how to take. Here very important factor is, one is how to set the hypothesis and last how to analyze the conclusion. You will be clear when we solve the problems. With this, we will wind up with today's session. and tomorrow we'll discuss about the problems. Thank you.